Today I looked up how long it would take to drown. Not in a romantic way, not like drifting into the ocean under a pink sunset, but in the raw, biological way. Numbers, seconds, minutes, lungs burning like broken light bulbs, the body fighting against itself, the animal instinct scratching for breath while the soul whispers, let go. They say panic comes first, that the chest heaves and claws, that you swallow more fear than water at the start, that only at the end does it quiet, only at the end does the silence become still. And I wondered if silence could ever be a gift. Today I stood in front of the window again, not looking for the view, not searching for the horizon, but calculating angles, measuring distance. I told myself I was imagining what it would feel like to fly, but that was a lie. I dressed up in feathers. Truth is, I was imagining the drop, the frame round me a cage, the open air outside, promising a kind of escape. But then the voice came again, the one that plays like a broken cassette left in the rain. It says it wouldn't be kind for someone you love to find you that way. And then softer, quieter, it wouldn't be fair to a stranger either. I remember being 17, standing on an overpass, watching a man step in the headlights. The world didn't end, but for a moment everything paused. Cars like statues, headlights frozen, brake lights glowing like wounds. Death, I realize, is an interruption, a hollow inconvenience, not just for the one who goes, but for every soul forced to stop, to look, to feel. Faces turn blank, not from empathy, not from sympathy, but from the mirror suddenly shoved in front of them. Why him? Why then? Why not me? Would I ever be that person on the edge of the world? Jump! The word scratches at the inside of my skull. Jump! It doesn't sound like a command, more like an echo, something leaking out of the walls, a rhythm too steady to ignore. Jump! Not now, not here, but someday, maybe. Today I thought about drowning again. Do you empty your lungs first? Do you exhale all your problems like coins dropped into a well, watching them sink until they vanish into the silt? Or do you hold it all in, lungs bursting with the weight of unsaid words, unsent apologies, unlived days? And what happens to the ghosts? Do they float? Do they sink? Do they cling tighter as the water closes over your head? Does pain ever really let go? Or does it drag you deeper with it? Cause even pain refuses to be alone. Death is heavy, but the thought of it sometimes feels light, like setting down a bag you've carried too long, like finally unclenching your fists. And yet life keeps whispering reasons to stay. A stranger smile, a song on the radio, a memory that sneaks in and reminds me there are people I'd hurt more than myself. And so for now, I keep searching for answers in places that can't hold them. Search bars, screens, the quiet at 3 a.m. when the world feels thin. Today I looked up how long it would take to drown, and tomorrow I might look again. Not because I want to, not because I don't, but because the question is easier to ask than the harder one sitting in my chest. How long can I keep holding my breath here on land?